The truth about Noah's Ark. The story of Noah's Ark is one of the most well-known narratives in human history, found in the book of Genesis. It describes a great flood sent to cleanse the world, a righteous man chosen to survive, and an ark built to preserve life. But beneath the surface of the familiar tale lies a deeper truth, one that blends history, symbolism, ancient memory, and spiritual meaning. Who was Noah? In the biblical account, Noah is portrayed as a righteous man living in a time of widespread corruption. He is chosen by God to build an ark and preserve his family and representatives of all living creatures from a catastrophic flood. Traditionally, the story is read as literal history, but many scholars, historians, and mystics suggest it also preserves something far older and more symbolic. The flood, myth or ancient memory. Flood stories are not unique to the Bible. Ancient civilizations across the world, from Mesopotamia to India to the Americas, tell remarkably similar stories of a global or near-global flood. One of the closest parallels appears in the Epic of Gilgamesh, which predates the biblical account and describes a man warned by the gods to build a vessel to survive a massive deluge. This consistency across cultures suggests the flood story may be rooted in a real prehistoric event, possibly massive regional floods caused by melting ice caps at the end of the last ice age, rather than a single worldwide flood covering the entire planet. The Great Flood may reflect collective memory of catastrophic events that reshaped early human civilization. What the Ark really represents. Beyond literal interpretation, many theologians and esoteric scholars view the Ark as a symbol rather than just a boat. The Ark can be seen as a vessel of consciousness, preserving wisdom, DNA, and spiritual knowledge during a time of collapse. A blueprint for survival, emphasizing obedience, discipline, and alignment with higher law. A symbol of rebirth. The old world ends. A new world begins. In this sense, Noah's Ark represents the preservation of life, truth, and order amid chaos. The animals, literal or symbolic. The famous phrase 2 by 2 has often raised practical questions. From a symbolic perspective, animals may represent archetypes, instincts, or genetic lineages rather than every known species. Ancient storytelling frequently used symbolic language to encode deeper truths. The animals could reflect the preservation of balance, male and female, chaos and order, instinct and reason, ensuring continuity after destruction. Mount Ararat and physical evidence. Mount Ararat in modern-day Turkey has long been associated with the resting place of the Ark. Over the years, explorers and researchers have claimed discoveries of wooden structures and unusual formations. However, no finding has been universally accepted as definitive proof. The lack of physical evidence does not necessarily invalidate the story. Many ancient events of enormous importance left little archaeological trace, especially those said to occur thousands of years ago. The deeper truth. The truth about Noah's Ark may not lie solely in whether a massive wooden ship once floated across the earth, but in what the story is meant to teach. At its core, Noah's Ark is a warning and a promise. A warning about moral decay, imbalance, and disconnection from higher principles. A promise that preservation, renewal, and rebirth are always possible. The story speaks to cycles of destruction and renewal that appear throughout history. Nature and human consciousness. Final reflection. Whether read as literal history, ancient myth, or spiritual allegory, Noah's Ark endures because it reflects a universal truth. When chaos reaches its peak, preservation of what is good, true, and essential becomes the highest calling. In that sense, Noah's Ark is not just a story of the past. It is a mirror for every generation navigating its own flood.